Good evening, my friends. Matt here from theshavingcadre.com, otherwise known as Lukey3262. Having a late evening shave. Late evening. It's late night. It's about 11 o'clock. Been busy all evening with the kiddo and working around the house, so just got my shower and getting my shave. Today I'm having a shave with another member's razor. Me and Michael Phillip, Mike, we are doing an edge exchange, and he sent me 3 Japanese razors to shave with. I've never shaved with a Japanese razor. I know nothing about Japanese razors, other than they look pretty much like vintage razors made in Zollingen, except they're more simple. Tonight I'm going to be shaving with a Parker. It's a Parker 510 Swedish steel razor. I like that. I love Swedish steel. I love my Swedish razors. All I know about this razor is that Mike put a Japanese natural hone edge on it, and I'm going to give it a try. I've only shaved with maybe 5 or 6 Jnat edges in the past. Some are good, some are okay. I'm also going to be shaving with another item that Mike sent me. He, you know, as so often happens in the wet shaving community, you meet awesome people and they do really cool things. And Mike must have been listening, because my favorite 2 scents together are lavender and cedarwood. And he sent me a brand new Crowne and Crane lavender and cedar. And I've never tried any Crowne and Crane, so this is a first. I was going to shave with Razor Rock XXX tonight, but got this in the mail today and I just have to bust it out. The aftershave for tonight is going to be Jantillion Lux's Pure Lavender. And since I don't have just a lavender and a cedarwood aftershave, I'll do a cedarwood aftershave balm by Archibald Sisters from Olympia, Washington. I do have a lime lavender cedarwood, but I feel like the lime would throw off and clash with this, and that's a Barrister and Mann product, so I'm going to keep that separate. So that is the shave for this evening. I'm going to go ahead and start by, and the brush. The brush is a Sorrentino Brushworks Simbad knot razor, Sorrentino Brushworks handle with a Simbad knot from AP Shave Co. There we go. Got that out right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start lathering. I'm struggling tonight, as late as it is. You'd think this is my first late night shave. All right, and I've never used this soap. Wow, it's got a really nice lavender scent right off the top. I'm going to go ahead and lather this, or load this for about 45 seconds, just because I'm unfamiliar with the soap. The base looks similar to a lot of the tallow soaps being released right now. Packaging looks kind of similar to First Line, including the blue package, but the consistency is a little harder than most of the current production tallow soaps that I've been seeing. And we are right at about 45 seconds worth of load, and there we go. Okay, so looking good. All right. And I did my standard shower, and I pre-shave. My pre-shave was the shower, and then I used Lisa's Natural Herbal Creations. It's a rose scent. Wouldn't you know it? Apologies, Lisa. Oh, there it is. It is Sweet Bay Rose, and it is wonderful. Kind of like it almost has like a patchouli scent to it, but it's really nice. So that was the face soap that I used tonight. And then I also used the pre-shave conditioner from TDS Shaving Soap out of Belarus. So that's my pre-shave. Now, as before mentioned, some of the people on the shaving forums, especially the shaving cadre, are just some of the most generous, awesome people out there. My buddy Mike, I've only known him a few months really, but he really went all out with this package he sent me. First off, I just got a note. He has a way with leather work, and I guess a little while back he had produced some leather masks for his daughter, who goes to Kennesaw State University, or did go to Kennesaw State. I guess I don't remember if she still goes there. And so he had an owl mask that he sent along for my little boy, Nathan, who he likes owls and masks and dressing up and doing all that silly stuff. And so thank you, Mike. I got to surprise my son with that when he came home, and he wore it part of the evening, and thought it was really funny to look at himself in the mirror. And then, well, the soap tastes all right. And then on top of that, he said to me that my wife, Irina, is probably pretty used to seeing things come in packages just for me. And so he packed up a leather purse that he handmade, and he gave that to Irina. So really, really cool purse. I guess he had posted it into the leatherworking thread that he started there on the shaving cadre. And I mean, she was elated to see that, and she's excited to use it for our upcoming vacation. It's kind of right up her alley. But anyway, I just gotta say, I mean, what a wonderful dude. I mean, thanks, Mike. It's already a pleasure shaving with your products tonight. This soap has a really nice lavender hint to it. And then it kind of, I'm not going to say that the cedar wood's kind of in the front at all. It's kind of in the back, and I'm betting whenever I rinse it off, I'm going to smell more of the cedar wood. Okay, Mike had mentioned earlier that I should probably lather it for about 30 seconds, and I think he was definitely right. I got a lot of product down here. Got to get a lot more water in it. Seems pretty thirsty. Well, this being my first go with this brand, I haven't even started shaving with it, and I can tell it's a nice quality lather. Very thick, very creamy, nice scent strength. That's one thing I feel like is sorely lacking from a lot of tallow-based shaving soaps, is a strong scent strength. And I know some of that has to do with the saponification process. And some of that gets knocked out by the tallow scent itself. But this one's very nice. I think it was a solid 5 minutes worth of lather time or so, something like that. So you newbies out there, if you're learning how to lather, usually using more product is a good thing. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing in this case, but definitely if it's a new soap, I usually go heavy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and clear it out there. In the shaving world, saying a cliche thing like clear the runways, like Geo Fatboy. It's been a long time since I watched his videos, but I'll never forget watching them whenever I first started. But clear the runways, there you go. All right, so here we go. Mike had some trepidation about his edge, but I'm sure his edges are great. Well, Mike, you've got a great edge. Feels pretty good to me. Mike could describe this edge as one that felt effortless, kind of like you were shaving with the back side of the razor. And this Jnat edge is very nice. I would tend to say this is one of the nicer ones I've shaved with. Now, I've shaved with Jnat edges that were screaming sharp and harsh. And other ones that were just really gentle. And this one's a bit of both. This is very nice. You should be proud of this edge, Mike. This is great. Now, the whole reason we got to talking about doing an edge exchange is Mike does pretty much exclusively Jnat edges, and I do kind of a bit of everything. So I'm doing do a lot of jasper edges, conical edges, Escher edges, kind of a little bit of everything. So right now my main kick is playing around with the jasper because it's nice and fast and produces a really sharp, keen edge. But I've always been interested in Jnats, always. But for a long time, they were way out of my price range, especially 6 or 7 years ago whenever I got into straights. But I've always been interested in it. Very interested in Japanese culture, obviously, because me and a bunch of the guys on the forums enjoy watching sumo together. And always thought Japanese swords were really cool, but I don't know, I kind of stayed away from Japanese razors, even when the straights were inexpensive. But I didn't really know that much about them. Now that I know somebody that knows something about them, the idea of getting one sounds a lot better. And Mike ended up sending me a Tomonagura Nakayama Tomonagura, and I'm still forgetting all the terminology. 2 rub stones, a white one and a yellow one, and I'm looking forward to testing them out on my Black Arkansas. Now this toe is feels kind of deadly. And thanks again, Mike, for loaning me the stones. I'm looking forward to testing them out. See, and Mike was saying he was nervous about how his edges were going to be reviewed. This is a phenomenal edge. Now I'm the one worried, and I've been honing a lot longer than you, so we'll see. And the edge on this razor is just this beautiful hazy look to it. Now, honestly, this razor is kind of a different kind of sharp that I'm used to. My edges they're keen, but this thing is, honestly, I'm a little nervous of cutting myself with it. Not in a negative way, it's just, it's something. As thin as the blade is, you'd think you'd be hearing more. On the upstroke for sure. Got a little something going on right here. I got like I don't know if it's a new mole or what it is. I've got a little spot here. I just keep nicking every shave recently. Not an ingrown hair or a pimple or anything, it's just, I guess I'm turning into an old man and start to grow moles all over myself. Wow. That's great. That's great. Now, if I were to compare this to the razor that Fenster, Jerry, sent me recently, the edges on the two razors are similar. I think Jerry's Jnat edge is maybe just a little bit more forgiving than this one. Whereas this one's probably a little bit more soft, not quite as I'm not going to say harsh, but it feels more gentle. Not sure if it's the steel, not sure if it's the razor. Could be a bunch of different factors, but so far this Parker in my books is a fantastic razor. I remember seeing them a while back, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, thinking that maybe the safety razor brand Parker had a straight razor offshoot, but I don't think they did. I think I avoided them because I thought that they might have been lower tier. Yeah, there's nothing there, boys and girls. Well, I got 2 more razors to shave with from Mike, and if they're all this great, that's awesome. Pardon the silence, guys. This thing is sharp. Listen to that. Basically nothing left. Well, I think I'm gonna figure my way into Jnats now. Oh, drawing a little blood there. Oops. Wow. First shave ever with a Japanese razor. And I'm smitten. That's cool. That is cool. Gave myself a few little nicks. But that's all right. A little bit of a learning curve. This razor's looks like a smidge over a 6/8 and a little bit heavier than what I'm used to using. A lot of my razors are 5/8 Swedish or Zollingen blades or American. All right, so Crowne and Crane, success. Japanese razor, success. Mike's Jnat edge, success. I even lathered kind of success. So anyway, I haven't touched base about too much else today. It's only Monday. Not a whole lot's going on since we chatted last. I did get together with family for a barbecue on Sunday. Taking the kiddo to his first movie was a massive success. Never would have thought a 4-year-old would sit through an entire movie in a movie theater, but it worked out just fine. I seem to remember when I was young, my mom tried taking us to the movie theater several times, and we always ended up leaving early because we couldn't sit still, but the seating is a little different. It's like sitting on your couch at home with a fancy leather couch that I don't have. A little bit of an alcohol sting right here. I think I must have got myself a little bit, but otherwise, perfect. Wish I had some alum. The neck feels great. Everything feels great. But that's the Chatillon Lux, pure lavender. I wish they still made that. I reached out to Chris, or is it Chris? Yeah. From Chatillon Lux, and notified me they don't really make any shaving products anymore. They just do collaborations. All right, here's the Archibald Sisters. And it is like a dry cedar wood. Definitely works well. My main complaint with Archibald Sisters is their product's nice. It's a aloe vera based balm, but I do have a problem with their packaging. If you try to, you got to really be careful whenever you're applying this because it'll squirt out. I just squirted a whole bunch on my shirt. Last time I used it, I think I squirted enough out that I could lotion my arms and my wife's legs at the same time. But anyway, I digress. Great soap, Crowne and Crane, really enjoyed it. Razor was great, everything's great. Please check out theshavingcadre.com. Check out my friends who post shaving videos like Handlebarber Dave, Nurse Dave's Shaving World, Spider Shaves, Long Haul Tanker, and hopefully soon, my buddy Mike. But anyway, thanks guys for stopping by and enjoying my shave with me, and I will shave with you later. Take it easy.